Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Genuine Agent Lines. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. We have a lot to learn, by the way. It's about agent lines, about mobile money. So today we are going to discuss the safety tips in mobile money, things that are going to help you to avoid making costly mistakes. Brothers and sisters, many people have made mistakes. They have left the business, not because it's a bad business, but because of the mistakes they made. But with these tips, you can easily avoid those mistakes. So let's start. The first safety tip is always putting the correct PIN. Avoid sharing your PIN. Yes, putting the correct PIN helps you communicate with the company that you're the rightful owner of the line. So always ensure that you put the correct PIN when you're making transactions. So avoid forgetting your PIN. This is what I advise people. If you've been having personal lines, and for example Airtel and MTN, you've been having a PIN you've been using, I think it's better to continue using the same PIN for the same networks. For example, if you have an Airtel line and you get an Airtel agent line, use the same PIN to avoid putting the wrong PIN, because putting the wrong PIN at times it costs you time. Because for example Airtel, if your line is not mapped and you put a wrong PIN, it will cost you a lot of time to unblock it. Yes, that's the first tip. The second, do not accept calls on these agent lines. Friends, these lines are for business, they're not for calls. You have your other lines for calls. Keep these lines for business. Don't accept people calling you on these agent lines. So my advice is, there are codes that we give agents to put in these lines to avoid conmen, because conmen do call on these lines, and if you're new, you can easily fall a victim. Yes, and for those who have my book, the Mobile Money Guidebook, they know this, because this is what I teach. There are codes that we give to agents to put in lines, in that the line cannot receive calls, but it can make calls. That is for your own safety. Friends, don't use your lines for calls. They are for business. Strictly stick to business. Then thirdly, guard your capital. When I talk of capital, what do I mean? I mean your cash plus float. That is your capital. So how do you guard your capital? For example, know your opening balance and your closing balance. So your opening balance will include your capital, the cash, plus the float you started with. Then at the end of the day, you have to calculate your capital and the float you have minus the expenses you've made in the day. For example, you've eaten lunch, you've deducted on your capital. So guard your capital very well. There are very many ways of guarding your capital. One, you should guard it from conmen. Secondly, you should guard it from people who come with counterfeit notes. That's a serious matter. So you need to be keen. Check those notes. Don't just accept cash like that. Then thirdly, balance your books. At the end of the day, make sure you balance your books. Don't just close and go home. No, you need to balance and know how much money did I start with the day. How much do I have today? How much did I spend? How much commission did I make? Friends, this is business. You're not just doing it for fun. So you need to balance yourself, because even in big businesses they do balance themselves. How about you? Take your business serious, and to become a big business, you make the most out of it. That is very important. Then ensure that these lines are registered in your details using your national ID. I cannot emphasize this more than this. This is very important. Friends, having lines that are not in your details is risky business, because the owner can easily swap them at their time of choosing. Some people are not trustworthy. If you get a problem, for example, you lose your phone with those lines, how do you do that? If they are not in your details, then it's a tough time for you. So always ensure that the lines you have are registered in your national ID. Ownership of lines, be it normal lines, agent lines, is confirmed by the national ID. Note that ownership is confirmed by the national ID. So ensure that these lines are registered in your details. Then the other mistake, safety tip actually, you need to avoid. Before making a deposit for someone, always ensure that they've given you cash. Friends, people make mistakes, especially in business or mobile money, because you have friends. They are used to you, they have been coming, so they even just make calls and tell you, deposit on this now, I'm going to come and give you cash. Guys, you need to be careful there. When men know this, someone comes, he befriends you, he keeps coming there, supporting you, then on the day they plan on doing something bad to you, they just call you, tells you, deposit for me maybe 300 on my number, I'm going to pass by and give you the cash. You've been talking to this person, you assume he's your friend, maybe sometimes he has been leaving cash with you, but you've never taken the effort to see where does that person stay. You have no clear information about that person, but you're making a transaction for them. So friends, always ensure that you received cash before making a deposit. Do not deposit for someone before issuing cash to you. Even when men use it, someone comes, reads for your number, tells you put on this number. After you depositing, tells you I have not received the money, but you've already done the transaction. So that is your problem. You have to first receive cash, confirm the amount of money, and make sure they're not fake notes. Then you make a deposit. That is very important. And when it comes to withdrawing, client has come to withdraw money from you, always ensure that you received the alternative message that shows that the withdrawal has been successful. Don't just issue out cash. This is very common with Airtel, because with Airtel someone can get a secret code when the cash is not enough to complete the transaction. So if you just issue out cash without confirming that you received the message, you're going to make a loss. Always ensure that you receive the message from the company showing that the withdrawal transaction has been successful. This is very important. And for those who are in busy places, I even advise you to get the cash check-it machine. Actually, there are these bulbs, UV bulbs. Have you heard of them? They are normally purple in color. You can put it under your table for checking notes. Because remember, in mobile money, the commission is not that much, but making a loss is very easy. So that is very important. Friends, spare time, go and buy those bulbs. Put them in your businesses. They will save you a lot. They will save you a lot. Mobile money is a very profitable business, but at the same time, a risky business. Then the other thing you need to be keen about when you're making a deposit for someone, make sure you read out the names. Some of you, because you've been in business for long, or maybe you have very many clients, you tend to read out one name. Guys, people have similar names. You need to read out both names and make sure the other person confirms those are the right names before making a deposit. So with that, and if you want to learn more about this, you can get a copy of my book, the Mobile Money Guidebook. It will help you a lot. It's only 4,000 shillings, but it can save you $1 million. It can save you 2 million. Please get that book. Yes, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can visit my socials in the comment and the link below, and send me a message. I send you that book. It's a soft copy. Yes, send it to you via WhatsApp. then you're able to read more about mobile money business, how to increase your profitability, how to start mobile money business. For those who have not started, you can start it without even having agent lines. How do you do it? Get yourself a copy of the book. Thank you very much. Please subscribe.